Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the top myths that people seem to have about Thailand. Now, if you want to know where I got this list from, these are the things that people have brought up to me before that I've had to answer these questions. So if some of the questions or some of the myths seem a little strange to you, don't blame me. These are things that people really think. The first myth that I hear a lot is Thailand is a dangerous country. Well, that's absolutely wrong. As a matter of fact, I feel more safe here than I do in the US where I'm originally from. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you knew I was gonna say that because I've always felt that it's safe here. Not only do I feel that it's safe here, all the expats that I know, either male or female, all feel completely safe here all the time. Again, you can put yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time and get yourself into trouble. But if you're just gonna live your day-to-day life and you're not gonna stay out till 3 in the morning in Partyville where everybody's drunk, you should be okay. The next myth that I know a lot of people have about Thailand is that, well, I'm gonna stay away from the street food because I don't wanna get food poisoning. Now, can you get food poisoning from a street vendor? Well, you can get it from anywhere. But what I'm gonna say is with the street vendors, you should be fine. I've never had it from the street vendors. I will say this though, don't go to an obscure street vendor that has almost no business and you say, let's say they're selling chicken and it's the end of the day, you know they're about to pack up and they got all this chicken left. It may be the same chicken that's gonna come out the next day. You wanna make sure that the street vendors that you're going to are ones that are turning over the food. They're not hurting for business. Everything's gonna be fresh and delicious. So don't let the street vendors, or as a matter of fact, any restaurant at all, worry you about food poisoning. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, but you should be fine. The next one is, well, I'm very leery about the taxis there in Thailand because they're all trying to rip you off. Actually, I kind of thought that when I first came here, so I can tell you I was wrong. Now, some of the places I've been, like Bangkok, and you're dealing with the tuk-tuks, yeah, there's been a few shady instances with those guys. But as far as, like, say, the taxi that's at the airport, I'm here in Chiang Mai. Every time we go out of the country, come back, we get a taxi to get a ride home, and it's always the same rate. There's no negotiating, no bargaining, everything's cut and dry. So that is a good thing. Now, I can't say for the whole country of Thailand about the taxis, but I can just tell you in the 4 years that I've been here, it has been very honest, and I wouldn't tell you to worry about that too much. How about this one? All Thais, they just love us foreigners. They love us. Well, if they're in the tourist industry or they're making money off you somehow, yes. But for the rest of the country, you might be an annoyance because to them, you look really weird. There's some weird foreigners that come here. What I mean by weird is, if you've lived in Thailand long enough, you kind of know what the Thais are used to, and then all of a sudden you see some crazy looking Westerners come in, and I'm just thinking, man, I bet they're like, man, these foreigners are some weird looking people. And as you can imagine, a lot of the issues here in Thailand with crime, violence, and everything else, a lot of it is with Westerners getting drunk, partying, causing problems, bringing all their troubles and issues they had in their home country to Thailand. So not everybody loves foreigners here. Which brings me to my next one, that all Thai women just love foreign men. Again, anybody saying that has spent too much time in Pattaya, Bangkok, or maybe even Phuket. But I'm telling you right now, if you get away from those streets, you know which ones I'm talking about, out into the Thai daily life, I can assure you that most, if not 97% of all Thai women don't think a thing about foreign men. They're fine with whatever, and you're not God's gift to womankind here. But I could see how some people may think that if they've only come here on a vacation and they've hung out at those places. The next myth, let's just debunk it now, is the people I talked to before they even come to Thailand, and they're like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about income, but I think I'll just show up there in Thailand and try to find a job. Man, you better research that before you come over here because jobs are scarce for foreigners. So do your due diligence and check up on that. And don't just say, well, hey, I'm an English teacher. I'll just come there and teach English. Yeah, you and everybody else who teaches English wants that job over here. So again, if you do plan on coming over here and trying to work, figure out if what your skills are even needed here in Thailand. Now, I have heard some people go, well, I'm a little nervous about Thailand because I've heard that all the Thai food there is spicy. Well, Thais do like their food spicy, but you can ask for things to be less spicy, and not all their food is going to be spicy. And if you can't handle the heat, then try some other types of food. Try Western food. You can get that here. So don't let that be an excuse as for you not to come to Thailand, because I know a lot of expats that live here that cannot stand spicy food. Now, another myth that some people have is that all Thais can speak English. I don't know where you heard that one from. Now, I can tell you that if you're in the tourist areas of Thailand, you will be just fine. And some people can say basically the basics: thank you, hello, goodbye, things like that. But no, not all Thais can speak English. As a matter of fact, of the Asian countries, Thailand is nowhere near the top for English fluency, meaning there's not that many people in Thailand, for as many residents as Thailand has, that speak English at least fluently. Now, on that note, let's talk about the other myth, and that is that you can speak Thai if you learn Thai all over Thailand. Well, this is something I had a rude awakening with. So I've been learning Thai. If you go out of the big cities, out in the jungles anywhere, in some places your Thai is completely useless. They do have tribes out in the jungle, and a lot of them come from other countries and settle out in the jungle. And some of them speak Thai and some do not. So just keep that in mind. You got people that speak Burmese, people that speak like Karen as one of the languages. I could go on, but there are a lot of other languages spoken here in Thailand besides Thai. Now, I've been on the phone with a few people that were planning on coming to Thailand, where I had to give them I was the bearer of bad news for them. I had one guy say, I'm going to come to Thailand, and in the US, I'm a property investor, and I'm going to be a property investor in Thailand. No, you're not. Well, at least not the way you think you are. So unfortunately, the laws here in Thailand are very prohibitive towards full ownership of a property for a foreigner. It's easy in some instances to buy a condo as long as the condo is designated to be sold, at least 49% of it, to foreigners. But as far as, wanting to come here and invest in a bunch of property, there's ways you can do it. I'm just saying it's not as easy as what you may think. Now, the next one is that, oh, well, I'm just going to go over there and stay, 5 or 6 years and get a visa. Well, you better research it, because getting a visa here is not as easy as it is in the neighboring countries of Thailand. And the laws are constantly changing. And how often do they change? Sometimes they have been known to change monthly. At least, not maybe the visa itself, but what are the requirements for the visas? It just gets very complicated. So just be prepared, if you do want to stay in Thailand for a long time, that you're going to have to learn to keep in touch with all of the new visa laws and requirements. If you are coming on something like a retirement visa, those are a lot easier. And the last myth on our list is, well, I'm not sure about Thailand because, well, health care and all this good stuff. No, the health care here is really good. I've been saying that for years. As a matter of fact, if I needed a surgery and I was in the US, but I was coming back to Thailand, I think I would wait and just come back to Thailand for many different reasons. For one, it's going to be astronomically lower in cost. A lot of the doctors here in Thailand, well, they're all fantastic in my opinion, but a lot of them have been trained in Western countries to begin with. So my insurance, I have insurance policy here in Thailand. I can use that and it's going to work great. If I'm back in the US, even if I have insurance, which of course is astronomical, there's all the deductions and everything else, and it may take a while for you to get to the hospital, meaning before, let's say, they could see you for some procedure. Here in Thailand, oh, you're getting in. And they do have private hospitals and they do have public hospitals. So if you're hard up for money, I would suggest trying one of the public hospitals. But don't think just because it's public that you're going to take a hit necessarily in the doctor, the quality of the doctor. A lot of the doctors that work in the public sector also work in the private sector. So it's just a matter of how much you want to be pampered once you're in the hospital. Now, if you are one of the people who are moving here or planning on moving here to Thailand, make sure to check out our step-by-step guide. There is a link down in the description under Buy Me a Coffee, so check it out. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Narrowgate family. If you feel so inclined, buy us a coffee. We would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And until next time, I'm going to end this by saying thank you in Thai, which is Kap Kun Kap.